All right, so number 7 on the QR code review wants us to evaluate these 3 trig functions without using the calculator. So let me show you how I would think about it. There's lots of ways to approach it, so if you did it slightly different, that's totally fine. So 330 degrees, the first thing I kind of did was drew a sketch of 330 degrees, and that would put me in this quadrant here. That means that's a 30-degree angle. So across from 30 is going to be negative 1/2 because I'm in quadrant 4, and this is going to be a rad 3/2. So if I take the tangent of that, the tangent of this would be negative 1/2 divided by rad 3/2. Those cancel, so this is negative 1/rad3. And of course, we rewrite it as negative rad 3/3. So that's how I did A, okay? B, secant of 405, I automatically turned this into 1 over the cosine of negative 405. Because that's the reciprocal function there. That's going to be the same thing as 1 over the cosine of negative 45 degrees because they're coterminal. If I think about where negative 405 ends up being, that's the same thing as 1 over the regular cosine of 45 degrees because this is an even function, so it just becomes a positive. You can also just draw the picture. So anyways, that becomes 1 over rad 2/2. Because the cosine of 45 degrees is rad 2/2. And then when you take the reciprocal and multiply, you end up with a solid rad 2 as your answer, okay? So in case you missed that step, that's just gonna be 2 over rad 2, and then rationalize rad 2 over rad 2. That becomes 2 rad 2/2. And of course, 2's cancel out. Okay, last one. I changed this this is the same thing as basically the sine of 12 pi over 6 plus 1 pi over 6. Why did I do that? Well, because that right there is just 1 revolution of 2 pi, and this is all I have left over, so it's coterminal. So this is just the same thing as the sine of pi over 6, and that's the same thing as just sine of 30 degrees, and that one we should definitely have memorized by now. That's just 1/2. So that's how I approached number 7.